Are you currently down for the count? Down for the count, down for the count, down for the count, down for the count. That sounds like a rap. Do you even know what down for the count means?
What is that?
Stick around because, of course, I'm here to tell you and explain this idiom, down for the count. As always, I'm gonna start with a story. Actually, I just start with a story. I always tell a story. You guys learn through my stories. There will always be a story. Story time. I have been down for the count multiple times in my life, but I'm gonna tell you a rather embarrassing but quite funny one that happened to me just a few weeks ago, where I was down for the count for a few days, like maybe about a week. I was down for the count. This is a story. If you guys have been watching me this long, you know that I have two sons. One is 10 at the time of this recording and one is 4 at the time of this recording. Well, they both take the bus to go to school. And my 4-year-old decided when he was getting off the bus that he just wanted to run, just dart into the middle of the street. Backstory, where we live, they have been totally They have been totally reconstructing the road for about a year now. They're like adding it, making it wider. They put like a roundabout in, like they doing the most out on this road. I don't even know, but it's been over a year, like a year and like 3 or 4 months, and they're still working on this road.
2,000 years later.
So there's a lot of
uneven pavement.
So I know what you're thinking, like, oh, Carly, is your son okay? He is perfectly fine. He decided to get off the bus. You know, I'm gonna just do like a little reenactment for you all. I think it will be better for you guys to see this. Here's my son with his little backpack, getting off the bus, looks over, there's the road. A road.
A child.
And he's like, and runs. So I turn around so quick and I go to run after him and I'm yelling his name and I'm like, come here. Here goes the uneven pavement that I talked about earlier, where it's like, they've already fixed this part of the road, but they didn't fix this part. So there's like a gap like this. And there goes my ankle. There goes me flying slow motion, falling down. You can't really see. You can see a little bit of the outline there. Yeah, that what used to be really bad, scabbed over, like nasty. This hand, thankfully, it's fine because you know what? It landed on my phone. So I have a huge crack on my phone, but it's just a screen protector. It's okay. My phone is fine. The screen protector is cracked, but phone, this hand, my knees, they match this hand. 2 little scrapes on my knees. My ankle, however, still to this day hurts. This was like 3 weeks ago. Not fully back to normal. And it was so swollen, it looked like an orange or maybe an apple, your favorite round fruit of choice. Picture that in your mind. That's what my ankle looked like. Embarrassing, number 1, super embarrassing because fellow parents saw this debacle. Number 2, also I felt like a really bad mom because I couldn't keep track of my son. I had him in my hand, like he was like holding my hand. And then, I don't know, his hand was like sweaty or slippery, or I don't know, it was, and I'm like, oh, yeah. Luckily, he saw like, ooh, mommy fell down.
Are you okay? Yeah.
He had the compassion in his heart to like turn around and be like, oh, that's probably my fault. Sorry, mom. And then he came back. Luckily, he did not get hurt. Thank you, Jesus, for that. That was my main concern, making sure he didn't get ran over or anything. Super embarrassing. I still have like flashbacks in my mind and I'm like, oh gosh, like, you know, even just yesterday, I was talking to another mom at the bus stop who saw what happened. And I was walking with my son. She told me to be careful. And I was like, yes, I know I have PTSD now. I will forever be careful. It is actively in my mind now. Whenever I'm in this little area, I'm actively thinking nonstop, do not fall, do not fall, do not fall. That is what's going through my mind. And she started laughing, but I'm like, I'm being serious because I am traumatized, because I'm so embarrassed. And here I am telling the whole story on YouTube. I hope I get good views on this video because I'm telling my business out here. Beside the point, I fall down. And my ankle looks like pretty big, round fruit for quite a few days. I was down for the count because I've told you guys in previous videos, I like to weightlift. Now, my arms are like baby muscles. Have you ever seen that one episode of SpongeBob where he like has like stuffed animals and he's like, you know, That's me when I do upper body for the most part. I'm getting better. And actually I did it this morning and now my arms are like kind of hurting. But when I do lower body, legs, glutes, quads, whatever, I am like a beast, man.
Wake your ass up because it's time to go beast mode.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna toot my own horn on this one. Toot my own horn. There's a little bonus. I'm gonna toot my own horn for a little bit, and toot my own horn is another thing that we say. It's a phrase, and I'm pretty sure it means like you're gonna be a little bit prideful or like conceited for a second, but not in like a really bad way. You just wanna like, you're proud of something that you've accomplished. So when you say I'm gonna toot my own horn, I'm gonna tell you about me being proud, like a little bit proud of this. I'm proud of how strong I have become, especially in my legs, my glutes, my quads, because I can keep up with those big buff guys. I can even do more than those big buff guys. And I'm like, but I think a lot of women are like this for some reason. We're just like super strong on our legs, like our lower half, and then we're like little baby when it comes to our upper half. I was down for the count for like a couple weeks. I could not strength train because this on my hand was nasty. So I couldn't hold like weights really. I couldn't hold anything, and it was throbbing, and it was just open wound. And then on top of that, my knees were all scraped up, even like kind of trying to do like push-ups or planks, because yes, I do girl push-ups. I don't even, you know what? It shouldn't even be called girl push-ups. I do knee push-ups. It's just a little bit easier for me. I couldn't even do those because my knees were all scraped up. And then of course my ankle, so I couldn't really do anything. I just walked. Even then I was like, for the first couple of days, I was like holding on for dear life. I was wearing an ankle brace. I was like, Lord, please be with me so I don't die in pain. It was bad. I was definitely down for the count. But now it's been like 3 weeks. I'm doing good. I'm getting better. My ankle still throbs every now and then, but in my defense, I will say that this ankle is the ankle that I've always had problems in my whole life. I was gonna tell you guys that story. You know what? I'm just gonna tell you it's a little short story. I'll summarize it for you all. I have problems in my right ankle. I know I sound like a grandma right now, but it is because I used to be a swimmer my whole life. I was a swimmer. I was on the swim team. And then I decided to slip off of a curb in a parking lot. It's so dumb. It was like my first year of college, and I was like trying to get in the car because it was raining, and I was parked right next to a curb, and my ankles, and I was like, something's wrong. Definitely wrong. It's not just one of the little ankle things that have happened to me in the past. This one is hurting. But when I went to the doctor, they're like, no, you're fine. You're good to go. Am I really though? Because I have sprained my ankle a bunch of times, and this one definitely feels like a lot worse. And they're like, you're just a little bit sore. You're fine. Nothing's broken. I was like, okay. Months go by. Actually, no, probably closer to a year goes by. And I'm like, I'm still having this pain. It's not like constant, but it's like every now and then. And then when it comes, it's like really strong. So I was like, something's weird. I've been down for the count for like a year. I can't really do anything. If I even walk for like more than an hour, my ankle hurts. So I was like, something's weird. I go to like a specialist, get it checked out. Turns out I have a vascular necrosis in my ankle. Basically, it's like my bones are dying in my ankle. So yeah, this is already my bad ankle. And of course, when I hurt it a few weeks ago, I couldn't hurt the good ankle. I had to hurt the bad ankle again. So that's probably why it's still hurting to this day, is because my ankle is already not in the best of shape. And then I keep on injuring it again and again. And that, puts me down for the count for a while. So yeah, the past 3 weeks, I've been kind of down for the count. I'll say the 2 weeks prior to this week. And then this week, I've really tried to get back into it because I'm like, I can't, like, I have to just keep going with my routine and like build my strength up again. And that's what I've been doing. Even though I was down for the count for a little bit, this week I was determined. I was like, you know what? My ankle's feeling a lot better. Not perfect, but a lot better. Let me get back in there. Let me do my thing. And then I did like a little DEXA scan, which I don't know if you guys know this, I do like DEXA scans a few times a month. And it said that I actually gained a pound of muscle this week. So it's probably because my body's like, finally, you're strength training again. What happened? And I'm like, I know, I'm so sorry. I fell because I'm clumsy and I hurt my ankle again. If you guys don't know by now what down for the count means, let me give you the exact definition. Down for the count is an idiom that just means to be incapacitated, defeated, or temporarily unable to continue, often due to exhaustion, illness, or injury. And yes, you saw my eyes looking at my cheat sheet. That was a very long definition. But anyways, that is what that means. So basically, you're just either you got injured or you're tired or like don't feel like yourself or something and you're just down for the count. Maybe you're sick, you know, you're down for the count. You're just like, bro, I can't. Sometimes this happens when I get like a really bad cold and I'm like, I can't do anything. Like I feel like crap and I just want to stay in my bed and not do anything. So this idiom could also be used to describe that. If you're like, man, I wish I could hang out with you, but I'm down for the count because I got the flu, along those lines. The history though, I know you guys have been liking this little segment. I'm adding it now. History with Carley.
History with Carley.
So the history behind this idiom, down for the count, I actually was surprised for this. I always say this idiom, but I kind of never knew where it derived from. But when I learned this history, when I researched, I was like, duh! Like I couldn't think of it when I'm thinking like down for the count, down for the count. When I was researching the history behind this, I literally couldn't think of the history, like how this came about, what this was derived from, the origin. But then when it popped up on my screen, I was like, Carley, you are so dumb.
You are really dumb, for real.
Like, of course, but this is because I don't really follow sports and it's another kind of sport related idiom. So this just derived, the idiom down for the count, derived or originated from boxing. Duh, you know, boxing. Boxing, where it refers to a boxer. So the person who's boxing is called a boxer, not like the dog boxer. Stay with me here. Boxer who has been knocked down and is unable to get up before the referee counts, you know, to 10.
6, 7, 8, 9.
And that results in a knockout. Figuratively, which is how we use it these days with the idiom, it means to be incapacitated, defeated, or temporarily unable to continue due to exhaustion, illness, or injury. It's often used to describe someone who is thoroughly beaten or overwhelmed in a situation. So me, sometimes I use it being dramatic. I could literally stub my toe and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm down for the count. I can't do anything. My toe hurts so bad because I'm being over dramatic. But there's some people that are like seriously down for the count. Like they're in a car accident and every bone in their body is broken. And yeah, they are down for the count because they can't do anything until they are fully healed. Down for the count. But it is derived or originated from boxing.
Duh.
Carley, I can't believe I didn't think of that. I knew that and then I just didn't, I guess I didn't know. As always, I have 3 example sentences for you. I've only been doing this for about a month, but you know what I mean. I have 3 example sentences for you all using the idiom down for the count. Example number 1. After running a marathon, Sarah was so exhausted that she was down for the count for the rest of the day. After running a marathon, Sarah was so exhausted that she was down for the count for the rest of the day. Number 2, example 2. When Tim caught the flu, he was down for the count. He had to stay home from work for a week. So when Tim caught the flu, he was down for the count. He had to stay home from work for a week. Example number 3. The football team's star player twisted his ankle
I can relate.
during the game and was down for the count. The football team's star player twisted his ankle during the game and was down for the count. Now, this is just a quick, I know we're on, my videos are a little bit longer these days, but I've added a few things and I want to give you guys the best. So I've been trying to work on them more and more. So stay with me here. You know how the definition said you can be down for the count because of exhaustion? You can use this when you're super jet lagged, all right? And I just want to tell you guys this story. The first time I ever went out of the country, I went to Europe. I went to 7 countries in Europe, but I was only there for 2 weeks. So yeah, I was only in each country for 2 days and I was on a tour and every day was fully booked. I'm pretty sure that was one of the best, most amazing times of my life. I was exhausted when I came back. Not only was I jet lagged, but I had just spent 2 weeks visiting 7 countries on basically a non-stop schedule. I guess I was young. I was literally in middle school, high school. I was 15. So I could easily do it back then. But when I came back home, I slept for 3 days straight. My mom thought something was wrong with me. My mom actually woke me up and took me to the hospital. Well, the doctor, the ER. Well, it's not really ER. It's an urgent care we have here. She took me there because she was something's wrong with my child. She's been asleep for 3 days. And my mom told him the whole story. The doctor was I think she's just tired because there's jet lag. And then also she was not really getting a lot of sleep the past 2 weeks, traveling and stuff. I was down for the count. Those 3 days, and my mom planned a beach trip where we went camping. Those 3 days, well, 2 of those 3 days, I was sleeping in a tent too. And which, if you know anything about me, excuse me, no, I can't get a good sleep in a tent. I don't like camping, but I got a really good sleep those 2 days because I was like, I'm so tired. I don't care. I could sleep on the floor. I could sleep anywhere. I don't even care. Give me a tree stump as a pillow. I'm going to be knocked out because I was down for the count. I was so exhausted. So I hope you guys have a better understanding of this idiom, down for the count. If you do, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video. It really helps out the channel. And I hope to see you all in the next video.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going on a trip in our